welcome back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who's all about that Disney life. The next movie we will be talking about is Robin Hood, which came out in 1973. So let's get to know this amazing cast. Brian Bedford was Robin Hood. Monica Evans was Maid Marian. Phil Harris was Little John. Roger Miller was Alan Adale. Andy Devine was Friar Tuck. Peter Vinstonoff was Prince John and King Richard. Terry Thomas was Sir Hiss. Carol Shelley was Lady Cluck. Pat Buttram was the Sheriff of Nottingham. George Lindsay was Trigger. Ken Curtis was Nutsy. Billy Whitaker was Skippy. Dana Lorita was Sis. Dory Whitaker was Tagalong. Richie Sanders was Toby. John Fiedler was the Church of Nottingham sexton. Barbara Luddy was the wife of the priest and also Mrs. Rabbit. Candy Candido was the captain of the Royal Guard, and J. Pat O'Malley was Otto the blacksmith. Now we move on to the facts all about the outlaw who helped save a village. Number 1, many ideas. Disney was interested in making a movie about Reynard the Fox, a 12th century legend, in 1937. But the project didn't happen because Disney had a concern that Reynard wasn't a good choice for a hero. When Disney did Treasure Island, he thought about adding 3 animated sections, each one of the Reynard tales, to be told by Long John Silver to Jim Hawkins as moral fables. The idea was scrapped, and Treasure Island became the studio's first full-length live-action movie. During the 1940s, the studio wanted to make Reynard the villain of a musical feature film based on Edmund Rostan's Chanticleer, but the idea was scrapped in order to make The Sword in the Stone. Number 2, a new idea. Ken Anderson said to Disney studio executive Card Walker that a classic tale should be the next animated movie. Anderson proposed the tale of Robin Hood, and Walker liked the idea. Anderson was in charge of exploring animal character drawings. He blended his ideas of Robin Hood by saying that a fox could be slick, but still use his skills to protect the kingdom. Number 3, changes. Ken Anderson was not happy when his character concepts were processed into stereotypes for the animation of Robin Hood. They wanted to make the Sheriff of Nottingham a goat as an artistic experiment to try different animals for a villain. Reitherman, however, overruled the production team and wanted to keep the villain a wolf. Anderson also wanted to include the Merrymen into the movie, but he was overruled by Reitherman because he wanted a buddy picture like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, so Little John was the only Merryman in the movie. Friar Tuck was changed to a friend of Robin's who lived in Nottingham. Alan Adale was turned into the narrator. Because of production delays, in order to meet the deadline, the animators had no choice but to recycle several dance scenes from previous Disney movies, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, The Jungle Book, and The Aristocats. Those were used in the phony King of England scene. Number 4, the release and the box office. Robin Hood premiered at the Radio City Music Hall on November 8, 1973. It was re-released on March 26, 1982. During its initial release, it earned $9.6 million in rentals in the United States and Canada. It made $18 million in foreign countries. Worldwide rental of $27.5 million for the Disney record, for a lifetime amount in the United States and Canada between $32 and $35 million across its 2 releases. Number 6, nominations. Let's start at the Academy Awards. Robin Hood was nominated for Best Song. The song was Love, but it lost to The Way We Were from The Way We Were. Next up, the Grammys. Robin Hood was nominated for Best Recording for Children, but it lost to Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2. Number 6, The Legacy. Disney animator Brian Howard said that Robin Hood was his favorite movie growing up and cited it as a major influence on Zootopia. Robin Hood is one of the many inspirations for the then emerging furry fandom. Some of the characters from the movie made cameo appearances in the 1983 Oscar-nominated feature short Mickey's Christmas Carol. The song Love was featured in the 2009 movie Fantastic Mr. Fox, as well as on the 2023 Amazon.com Super Bowl ad Saving Sawyer. The song Whistle Stop was sped up and used in the hamster dance, and later used at normal speed in the 48th Super Bowl commercial for T-Mobile. The song Oodalali is seen in a 2015 commercial for Android, which shows animals of different species playing together. Number 7, where can we find the characters at Disney parks? The Robin Hood characters are kind of rare, like solar eclipse rare characters to see around the parks, so here's the list that I found. Let's start with Robin Hood. Robin Hood is mostly seen at Tokyo Disneyland. However, he has his own spell card as Robin Hood's magic arrow in the attraction Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. There was a giant inflatable Robin Hood that was featured in Epcot's Surprise in the Skies aerial show representing the United Kingdom Pavilion. Next up is Prince John. In 2013, he took part in the Long Lost Friends Week at Magic Kingdom. He was featured along with other Disney villains in Unleash the Villains. He returned to that event in 2014. In Villains Tonight on the Disney Cruise Line, he was mentioned by Hades when he is looking for villains to call. But Hades doesn't call on Prince John because Hades hates that little thumbsucker. Next up, Friar Tuck. He appeared as a walk-around character, and at Magic Kingdom, he is the namesake for the Friar's Nook Fry stand in Fantasyland. Next up, Maid Marian. She appeared in the Disney parks as a meetable character following the movie's release, but disappeared during the 90s. Next up, Sheriff of Nottingham. In 2013, he joined with other Disney villains for the Unleash the Villains Halloween event that was hosted by Hades at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And the last character is the character Alan Adale. He is one of the characters featured as part of Garden of the 12 Friends at Shanghai Disneyland, representing the Chinese zodiac symbol of the rooster. And there you have it, all the facts about Robin Hood. If you like this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. And I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.